I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amber. This is amaraslogic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Y'all know what we're here to talk about. Breaking news. Gary Trent Jr., the age of 25, signed a 1-year minimum with the Milwaukee Bucks. Seeing all of our restraints financially, second apron, older players, I think that this has been a very, very, very productive offseason for the Milwaukee Bucks. Wouldn't you guys say so? There was a lot of initial emotional responses regarding trades, regarding Horse, regarding Dame. And I think now we have to, for all the people that were on their back and giving them all types of, raising all types of cane about Horst and Dame, I think now those individuals should provide an apology, because this was very creative the way all of this got done. This was extremely creative how they got this done. And I want to send special kudos out to Dame Lillard, who y'all told me didn't want to be here. That's what I was told, right? That's what y'all told me. Oh, he doesn't want to be here. He wants to be in Miami. Oh, he's hanging out with Bam. He's going to leave. He's going to do this and that. I told you to chill out. Relax. People can have friends that are on other teams. This is not gangs. This isn't Bloods and Crips. No bodies have dropped. They can all be cordial with one another. And I was telling y'all, relax. That's why I let people get the emotional responses out, and then I just wait till what I say comes to fruition. And now we're here. And now we're here. I keep telling y'all, Bucks Nation. Oh, my bad. Salute the Bucks Nation friends and family. I told y'all to relax. I told y'all that I might not be the messenger you want, but I'm the messenger you need. That's why this is called amaraslogic, because the emotion is taken out of the equation. It's only logic here. And that's why y'all tap in, because y'all tapping in for logic. There's other people that are going to be sensationalist. They're going to sensationalize everything. Stephen A. Smith's takes. And that's cool. You need the entertainment value. But when you come in here for that straight raw, that Peruvian flake, this is where you need to be. I just told that gentleman the other day about Horst. Oh, Horst is terrible. He's never drafted anybody good. Blah, 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 this and that. I just let everybody get it out. Let everybody get it out. Because when I spin the block, I'm rounding up and coming for everybody. I don't know why y'all don't learn. Just listen to me. I'm thinking about all the different options and when I'm talking. I'm damn near like Doctor Strange. I'm looking at all the multiverses and telling y'all what could happen. Then I speak. Now the people that were making emotional responses look crazy right now. They look crazy right now. I was just within the last 72 hours saying, hey, Horst has been better. The last two draft classes have been solid. I think at least two to three players from this last year's draft and this year's draft will be staples on this team. And I want y'all to book that. I said it. At least 2 to 3 players from the draft class from last year to this year will be staples on this team. Please book it. Please book it. I also said that I didn't want to fire Horst. And why I said that is because, and it's all on tape. It's all on tape. I said, let that man fix the mess that he made. And hey, he's done a pretty good job of trying to right his wrongs. Let's give that man his credit. That's why I said, chill out, let him cook, let him fix what he did wrong. You don't reward bad behavior. You don't just let somebody go after they done tore up everything. They gotta fix it. And then you gotta think logically as well. Now he knows he has to stay. His career is on the line. He got to get this straight. Otherwise, he's not getting another job. That's why I said keep Horst. Now I'm giving you context. We talking, Bucks Nation. I got my apron on today. I'm moonwalking on people's carcasses today. I'm moonwalking. I should have white gloves on. Don't come here and argue with me like I don't know what I'm talking about. Now look at what Horst has done. He stayed, and our lineup right now is already 60% better than it was last year. 60%. The only thing that we can ask for now after this signing, then we got the DeLon Wright, the Taurean Prince, and it looks like at minimum, Smith is going to be getting some minutes. You know, Jackson Jr., AJ Green will be getting minutes. Those are players from the last 2 drafts that will be in this rotation or getting minutes. So I don't think Horst has done too bad these last couple years, as I stated. So with all the pressure and fire that Horst has been under, let's give that man his flowers. He has all types of financial constraints, no draft capital, and we were still able to improve this team to be 60% better than last year. Guaranteed 60% better than last year. If we get an athletic big, I can almost guarantee a championship. We are deep now. We have a legit bench right now. Our bench from this year to last year, 1,000% better. Now, all we need to do is waive Pat Connaughton. Pat Connaughton, he's a problem. $9 million for his production is atrocious. We need to look into waiving Pat C. That's what'll make me happy next. Waiving Pat C and seeing how we can maneuver to get a big man. And that's why I would say we need to waive Pat C to get that roster spot in order to get some form of athletic big. I know we got Brook on the trading block, but if we can't move him, let's trade or waive Pat C so we can sign one of these young, I think Prince or whatever y'all, Achua or whatever y'all was talking about. He's solid. We just need an athletic big. I love Bobby. I love Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis isn't athletic. Brook has his value. Brook isn't athletic. The only athletic big that we have that's been playing is Giannis. We need someone else that's an athletic big on this team. That's what I want next. That will be the cherry on top of the cake. Then I also want to give special shouts out to Damian Lillard for doing his part to get Gary Trent Gary Trent Jr. on this team, because I guarantee about 80%, if I'm not going to disread, 70% minimum had to go to Dame for getting Gary Trent here. And this is the same Dame Lillard y'all was saying didn't want to be here. He was going through the motions. I told y'all that wasn't the case. The lie detector came back and said I was right again. I keep telling y'all, why do y'all battle with me? It don't ever work out. It's never going to work out. Just let me cook. Man, but this is a great move. Hey, Gary Trent is leaps and bounds better to me than having a Malik Beasley, who's strictly a three-point shooter. He can't take it to the hoop. He don't play no defense. None of that. Gary Trent immediately is an upgrade. I guarantee you the Boston Celtics is at home now like, oh, damn. They back in the mix. I guarantee you Celtics are thinking, and Celtics fans like, damn, they back in the mix now. We have reestablished ourselves now with these simple moves that aren't costing a ton of money, but were well thought out for it to fit on this team. We didn't spend a ton of money. We spent as much money on 3 players as we spent on Pat Connaughton. Let that sink in. Pat, you a mark. You should just retire, bro. You're hurting this team. You're literally hurting this team. Can you imagine if we had that $9 million available? What other creative moves we could do? Pat C, retire, bro, or just go to the bench. Chill next to Vin Baker. Don't waste a roster spot, bro. We need to figure out how to get move Pat or waive him. Whatever we need to do. Start a GoFundMe to try to supplement his contract to try to get him up out of here. We still need an athletic big. We do need to figure that out. But besides that, I am satisfied with the improvements on this roster considering the financial constraints. And this is Horse. Horse caused this problem, financial constraints and lack of draft capital. And with all that being said, he's tried to right his wrongs this year, like I said, right? I told y'all, don't let him go to Detroit. Let him right his wrongs, right? I said that, right? It's documented, right? I love this part of the game. That's why I just sit back, chill, do my thing, and just wait till I can spin the block. I'm going to spin the block for a little bit longer. We're going to get into this. I'm going to open up the lines, but just let me instant pot this for a little bit longer. Just let me instant pot for a little bit longer. Salute the Bucks Nation, friends and family. Appreciate y'all tapping in. If you haven't already, hit the like button. It's for the free 99. You saw the rest. Now you're here to see the best when it costs to come to this Bucks talk. What? I apologize also for looking disheveled. I'm fresh out of the gym coming here. I had to, get this weights together to be able to carry all the weight of the naysayers. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize, carry the weight of the naysayers. You see that? Hold on, let me go back here. You see that? That's definition right there. You see that horseshoe? I'm for real with it. Let me see who's in the chat now. I'm going to talk crazy long enough. Let me see who in the chat. Salute to the people. Let me see who all in here represent friends and family. Let me see who in the building. Gibson Nicholas, straight out of the Bahamas. What's good? Green Ranger, good to see you, bro. What's good? Oh, Dr. Smith in the chat. What's good? Appreciate you. Brandon King Carter in the chat. Mr. Cool, what's good? Luke, what's good? The man saw Cali, what's good? Appreciate you popping in. Chris B, what's good? Eli, what's good, bro? Ali Benjamin, what's good? Tony Tone, what's good? Hoyt Street E, I ain't seen you in a minute. Salute, bro. Francis, what's good? Astronaut Kid, what's good, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute either. Salute, salute. Tehran representing the Bahamas as well. Salute. Eon El Tempo, what's good, bro? Hey, what up, Carrie? I ain't seen you in a minute either. Salute, salute. Ryan Love, what's good? Good to see you. My man Dre West is in the building. What up, Dre West? Oliver, what's good? Mac P, what's good? My man RJ back coming straight out of the UK. What's good? Mac Jerry TV, what's good? Hotline Bling, what's good, bro? Your avatar is still wild and very hilarious. King Temp, what's good? My boy Robert Brooks in the building. Mia Kim in the building. I see y'all. Gary Foster made it. What's good, bro? Five, what's good? Matt, my boy, what's good? John Jackson, what's good? Yeah, everybody in here. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Max Turner, what's good? Dustin Wagner, what's good? Post game, what's good? Yeah, we got everybody. Oh, what up, Patrice? Shout out to the queens of the chat. My boy AB in the building, what's good? Freak Time, what's good? B Timmy 10, what's good? Sadowski, what's good? Yeah, we fully loaded. We locked and loaded. I like this. Yeah, we here. Yeah, I just had to cook for a little bit just because things were said recently that they weren't correct. They weren't correct. But again, I'm not here to, pat myself on the back. All I'm going to say is I'm right a majority of the time. That's all I'm going to say. I'm right the majority of the time. That's why I call this logic, because only logic is involved. Huh? Are you not entertained? Huh? Let me get to some of these comments. Then we're going to open up the lines here shortly. If you're new to the channel, I have a unique format here with Bucks Nation, friends, and family. I go into my little soliloquy for a few minutes. We go over what actually happened. Then I open up the internet lines. There'll be a link in the chat. You put that link in the chat in your browser, on your phone, on your desktop, however you're doing it. It'll ring to me. I'll put you in the green room. Then you can come on live and give me your take about our topics today. Just for those people that don't know. I know a lot of y'all been here, but hey, this for the people that don't know. So let me get into some of these comments real quick. And then we're going to open up the lines and we're going to really chop this game up. Gibson Nicholas said, salute the Bucks Nation, love and respect to friends and family. Absolutely. My man Green Ranger said, this was all Dame. John Horst doesn't deserve any credit. He'll get some credit when he gets back content off the roster. You know, I don't even know how I would sleep at night if I was Pat Connaughton. Nobody likes you besides your wife and kids. Nobody likes you. Everybody thinks you're an abomination. Besides I wouldn't even want to be in that predicament. I'll just be like, just trade me. Everyone hates me. Just trade me. My boy Dr. Smith said, peace and health. I'll be back. Okay, bro. My boy Brandon said, salute. What up, Brandon? My boy Mr. Cool, one of the legends of the chat, said, Aaron, I just love messing with Bucks Nation. This was a really good signing. Absolutely. This is what we needed. Now there'd be no defensive excuses. Our team should be dramatically better defensively, in my opinion. Dramatically better. We should be dramatically better defensively. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Sal Cali said this is a one-year rental. But that's all we need right now. And that's all the previous shooting guard was, a one-year rental in Malik Beasley. And then you got to think, Saul Cali, that next year we'll have more money available because I'm pretty sure we're not re-signing Brook if we keep Brook. So we'll have about $23 million, if not more, that'll be available. So we might be using him as a rental to see if we need to sign him permanently because we don't have a shooting guard that's established. And Gary Trent Jr. is only 25. He's the perfect fit. If we got the money, we should re-sign him long term as long as he performs this year. He'd be the best shooting guard we've had in quite some time. My boy Luke said we'll beat the Clippers in Summer League. We better after that atrocious play from last time. Oh, Mr. Cool shouting out Dame. Okay. You know that's big. Mr. Cool shouting out Dame. You know that's big. You know that's big. Chris B said we need to find a way to flip Pat into big. Maybe Pat and MarJon for a decent big. And let's bring in Lonnie Walker. That's a great take. Chris B, I'm 100% for that. Yeah, I'm almost completely off of the MarJon bandwagon at this point. I'm not against that one bit. I'm not against it one bit. Salute. Eli said, how happy are you with this signing, Amara? I'm excited. This is exactly what we needed. A 3-and-D guy, and I just don't want to call him 3-D because he can take it to the rack. He's a very solid shooting guard. And what we need, play some defense, can shoot, can do a little bit of everything. This is exactly what we needed. And yes, Malik Beasley was a great shooter, but that's where it stopped. He had nothing else in his bag. And I think Gary Trent has way more in his bag than Beasley and shot roughly around the same percentage. What Beasley shot 40%. He shot like 38, 39% from three. So very, very close in proximity. I just think off rip, Bucks Nation, let me assure you, our team is much, much better already than last year. We got rid of so much dead weight, starting with Danilo Gallinari. He was awful. Jay Crowder, awful. Oh, what else didn't I tell y'all that Pat Bev, it was a wrap after he hit that lady with that ball or did whatever he did throwing that ball at that lady? What did I tell y'all? After it happened, he might mess around and get banned from the NBA. I know he's not getting re-signed by the Bucks. I was like, he messed around and get banned by the NBA. And now look, he playing in Israel. Can I get a thumbs up for that? I told y'all exactly what was going to happen months in advance. What's good? Can we get the likes up? All I'm doing is telling the truth today. Just the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. In my Will Smith voice. Green Ranger said Darvin Ham brought Prince with him. I appreciate it. Whatever it took to get these players here, They're here. And regardless of what the reasoning was, we got to give Horst his credit because he got to sign off on it. You know what I'm saying? You can't hate on Horst for everything. And then when things are going his way, try to give credit to everyone else. Yes, they deserve some credit, but him being the GM, he has to okay it. He has to want it to happen. So he deserves his credit too. If we want to slay him for what he does wrong, we got to pick him up for what he does right. It's only fair, Bucks Nation friends and family. We got to be fair. We can't play it one way. Ali Benjamin said Umade is nice though. Beast on defense. Like I said, these last two draft classes have been our best in years. These last two draft classes have been our best in years. Shout out to you, Ali Benjamin. Tony Tone said the Trent move was all dang. We need to keep Brook though. We need him for teams like Nuggets, Timberwolves, Sixers, teams with good big men. Bucks Nation, that's keep him and play him in certain matchups. I feel you that. I feel you, right? But then what about the other matchups? We can't put Bobby at the 5. We can't put Giannis at the 5. He don't want all that beating on him. And then Bobby not athletic enough. Bobby just a slightly more athletic than Brook, to keep it real. Bobby looks like he struggles to dunk at 6'10". So we need another big that can move and elevate. Let's not forget how many blown layups Bobby had last year, missed dunks. Like, you too tall for that, Bobby. You too tall for that, bro. Way too tall. But yes, Brook has his purposes. Against the teams with size, he definitely has his purpose. For sure. Get through a couple more comments, and then we're going to get into the chat here. And I'm going to put the link in the chat so y'all can tap in. My man Hoistry C said, I hope he spin the block and resign. I like GTJ. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is a rental, right? So if this go well, then we sign him to an extension. We'll have the money available. If we keep Brook, he's off the books next year. That's $23 million available. You gotta look at the big picture. Yes, you can look at it as a rental or look at it like it's a 1 year contract to prove yourself to get the extension. You think he would just sign here for 1 year to go somewhere else? Y'all gotta put one and one together. Dame is his homie, clearly. He wanted him to come here. They couldn't just sign him to a multi-year deal due to the second apron and due to our financial limitations. So what would you think logically? Okay, hey, why don't you come here? We're going to sign you 1 year at the minimum. You do what you're supposed to do. We promise you we're going to pay you accordingly. You know who else that happened with and it worked out for us? Bobby Portis. Got him, it was supposed to be a rental. He did his thing, got his contract, and it was an affordable contract. And I believe the same thing will bode for Gary Trent Jr. So just pay attention to everything. Stop watching these media pundits that just are just sensationalizing everything and looking for clickbait. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to look at the detail. Pay attention to details. Ali Benjamin said nobody wants Pat, unfortunately. It is. That's why I'm saying just waive Pat. I don't. Just waive Pat. I mean, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Why have him wasting a roster spot? If you don't have any problem playing coaches that make more than him, just pay him. Just pay him. We get a couple more comments, and I'm gonna open the lines. The Astronaut Kid, what's good? I think y'all sleeping on Stanley Umerde. He got game and potential. No. Nobody's sleeping on anybody. I have literally said these last two drafts have been the most impressive in Horse's career, in my opinion. There is talent, and like I said, at minimum, 2 to 3 players will be staples on this team. Minimum 2 to 3 players. And I know everybody we draft is trash and all that. I beg to differ. I will state this again. So it comes up. We have it bookmarked. At the 30-minute mark, at least 2 to 3 players that we've drafted over the last 2 years will be solid contributors on this team. Book it. I know what I'm talking about. ENL Tempo with the deer emoji. Absolutely. Carrie said, hey guys, Gary Trent, good job, John Horse and Dame. We got to put Dame in there too. My man Ryan Love said, salute Bucks Nation. Yes, sir. Let's get it. My boy Drake West said, great pickup today. As it stands now, this team is way better than Facts. Dre West, we on the same page. We be on the same page. Salute to Dre West. The homie Oliver Story said Bucks management was listening to friends and family. Finally, let's go Bucks. You see, I wasn't even gonna go there, Oliver. I wasn't even gonna go there. But like I said, we don't have the most views, the most subs, but we have the biggest impact, and that's a fact. Everything we talk about ends up coming to fruition. Y'all can't tell me one thing that ain't come to fruition that is reasonable requests that we have for the Bucks. Not one time. Like I said, not everyone watches the channel, but the right people tap in with this channel. The right people tap in. And I stand on that 10 toes down. I stand on that. I already told y'all I had to get in the gym to hold up the naysayers. You already saw that work. All right, link is in the chat. Y'all tap in as y'all would like. My boy Pronte in the building. What up, Pronte? Finally building a team. Absolutely. Oh, my boy Jeff Riley, straight out of the OC. Was good. Chicago and Horse are in the trade talks. Billy Hoyle for Javon Carter and Torrey Craig. Chicago's rebuilding and wants to get rid of a lot of players. Interesting. And we could waive Torrey Craig, but we need size though, too, though, Jeff. We need size. RJ Baxter, the East will be as competitive as the West. I agree. Dustin Wagner said Pat C in the bed with one of the owners. He ain't getting traded unless we get a steal. Facts. It feel like that, don't it? It feel like that. There he is. You good, Doc Smith? Okay. All right. Just making sure. Humble One, what's good? Mr. Washington, good to see you. We about to tap in one of the legends here in the chat. Let me just shout out a couple of people. I just saw Domie the Dragon. What's good? The homie Dark Kent. What's good? Sandra, good to see you. One of the queens of the chat. What up, what up? Daniel Yeager, what's good, Brian? Seeing you in a minute. Unbothered, what's good? 7Z, what's good? Yeah. Friends and family is in the building strong today. But let me add someone y'all know and love. Here he comes. He's in the building. Y'all see the man. What? Y'all see the man. What? What? Are y'all not entertained with what we do over here on this platform? Are you not entertained? We talking and it happens.
Horns, baby.
Man. Salute to Dr. Smith for joining the live. What's good, Doc? What?
Oh
let me
God.
let you. I done chopped it up for a minute. Go ahead and cook.
I'm wilding. I saw you put the lines up. Is that what we doing? We putting lines up here? Is that what's happening?
I just let them know I gotta hold up the naysayer. Hey, I gotta hold up the naysayer. It ain't nothing I can do, bro. It ain't nothing. Hey, I gotta hold up the naysayers.
I hear you. You got my old lady laughing at me. Don't nobody want to see my water glass. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Ma'am, your husband is the truth. Ma'am, your husband is the truth. Carry on though, Dr. Smith.
Is it not a good day to be a Bucks fan right now? Oh my gosh, man. Yo, so I said to myself I wasn't gonna do this, right? I wasn't gonna get like I came on the last chat stream and I said, I'm not gonna put too much hope into it because I've had my heart broken before, right? That's what I said. That's what I said. But on the low, like every chance I got, I'm looking at Gary Trent highlights. You know what I mean? I'm looking at his defensive highlights from when he was in Portland. I'm looking at how well he is as a two-way player. I'm looking at the fact that his defensive stats did trend downward when he was in Toronto, but I felt personally it had more to do with what they were asking him to do in Toronto being more of a primary scorer. And I'm thinking to myself, well, we don't need him to be a primary scorer. But even if we did, this is a 3-level scorer. He's not just a catch and shoot 3. He can get his own shot. He can create for himself. He doesn't need someone to hand feed him. He can get a mid-range shot. He can take it to the rim. He can go up and he can play defense. He's 6'5". He's got the wingspan. He's only 25 years old.
Did you feel what I was saying though, Dr. Smith, when I was like, this 1 year rental to see if we should sign him to an extension because we'll have a lot more money available next year.
But I'm saying to myself, there's no way that we do this. I also want you, if for those of you who are able to do so, to rewind the tape to last year, right? When Dame Lillard was available to us, and I just knew we weren't getting him. So I just wrote that off. I was just, yeah, we're not. There's no way we could get, and then we get him, and then I have to come on the chat and issue a retraction statement. I'm happily issuing a retraction statement how we got Gary Trent Jr. when all we had of not just Gary Trent, but Gary Trent Jr., DeLon Wright, Torian Prince, when all we had available was 3 AA batteries, some bus fare to get downtown, a broken CD case, and 2 condoms. That's all we had to give people. And they said, well, we'll come along and we'll figure out a way to do it. For those who are complaining, well, there should be no one complaining. But even without this move, we had improved. But this move by itself, how much better do we think DeLon Wright? Firstly, salute to Ponte for coming in. It's always a joy. Always a pleasure to see the man
Salute to Ponte.
in the chat. For sure. Salute.
I'm just excited, bro. I'm just excited. And I was telling people that Gary Trent was a possibility. I've been saying it for a minute. Just like I said last year about Dame. I was saying it. They're like, you being ridiculous. All of this stuff. We don't spin the block. As much as we hated on Horace, maybe he didn't have everything to do with these signings, but he was involved and he deserved some kudos for being under the pressure he was and with the financial constraints to be able to flip this roster and make this a truly competitive roster. Now, I promise you the Celtics are at home, not right now, like, all right.
3 of them.
The game is back on now. They like the game is back on again now. You know what I'm saying? They got to buckle up.
We didn't just get 1, we got 3 with nothing to offer these dudes. But good vibes
though,
and
Dr.
culture.
Smith, you know what's unfortunate? All 4 of those players that we got equal up to Pat Connaughton's contract. That's what's bothersome to me. Those are all mid-level players.
Yeah, there will be a time and place.
Leave alone, man.
Yeah, there will be a time and place where we can definitely.
Bro,
he is going to be deep on the bench.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be deep on it. He's the new Thanasis. Officially the new Thanasis.
Well, Thanasis is not there because that was the last spot and Thanasis wasn't re-signed, right?
Correct.
That's crazy. Look, there will be a time and place. For me, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and not completely stomp these dudes out, the ones verbally, the ones that I did not like on the Bucks, right? I'm trying to do better. My therapist said I should do better, just used to just plain dudes or whatever. But
we're gonna bring positive
and honestly,
right.
Yeah, positive vibe. And salute to, in all seriousness, Pat was one of the reasons. He wasn't just an also ran. Like he was one of the reasons that we won the championship. He was a part of the depth that we had. Salute to you. But it's just time, man. It's just your time. Like Snoop from The Wire said, it's just your time. That's it, man. It's, you know what I mean? Things started to slow up. It's just your time, man. That's it.
And then from Snoop, that's hilarious on multiple levels. Carry on.
But that's what it is. That it's me driving a Jeep now, right? And he's in the passenger seat. It's just your time, man. That's it. It's
he can do
don't
what he
cry
do
about
best.
it.
He can do what he do best, and that's talk to people. Go golfing, smooth to the coaches. Do what he good at. Work on his next job in the office. So he in the right role. He in a transition phase. He in a transition phase. So he doing, make some connections, do some good networking. Where we like to see him. I mean, that's where I like to see Pat. So
hold on, Pronte, I gotta introduce you just because you ain't been in a couple episodes. If y'all don't know who Pronte is, shame on you as well. A long-time contributor to this chat, always dropping knowledge and gems, similar to the gentleman to my left. Just want that to be known. Gotta show the respect. Carry on, Pronte.
And himself.
Yeah, what's up, Doc? How you been, man?
I'm happy. It's good vibes, man. And I just want people, honestly, like I said, we got jokes and whatnot for days, but honestly, like if you're a Bucks fan, just like sit in this moment for a minute. Like just sit in this moment. Y'all know I'm from Queens. I'm the only one in my family not a Knicks fan. everyone united right across the board, a Knicks fan. Ask them, and we're all older, right? You know what I mean? Knicks fans, we go back to way back. Ask them how it's felt being a Knicks fan over these years where there's nothing to look forward to. It's not just that your team is a punching bag. You're a punching bag and you're going to be a punching bag for the foreseeable future, right? This dude, for whatever we may feel about John Horst sometimes, John Horst has injected excitement into this team year in and year out. There's something to be excited about. The moves that we've made now at this point are building up that support that we completely did not have in that Pacers series, right? DeLon Wright, how much better is he than Pat Beverly? Are they even comparable at this point?
Or Beasley?
But let me get to that, right? So how much better is Taurean Prince than Jay Crowder? No disrespect to Jay Crowder.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, look, man. Disrespect to Jay Crowder. Thank you for being disrespected today. Get him out of there. I'm so glad to see him go. Back to the positivity. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
We got people got to catch some strays every once in a while.
But that's what I'm saying. And you know, for me, the icing on the cake, the Gary, I didn't think it was. I'm speechless. Whoever is responsible, right? Clutch Sports, John Horst, Damian Lillard, whomever, you know, Gary Trent's father, you know what I mean? Whomever, Gary Trent for saying yes. Because there's a whole bunch of teams that I just knew he was going to sign with. We can't offer him what the Lakers could offer him if it's just about the financials, right? We can't do it. We can't offer him what Philly may be able to offer him. The Knicks look hella good right now. You know, on paper anyway. I don't know about their big man. They don't seem to have a big man. I think we could run through them just on that alone. But my point is that there's other teams that have momentum. And then I'm looking at us and we're kind of getting it going. All of this was because you and Dame had a connection at one point in time, and then you want to play with Giannis and you want to play with Chris and you want to come over here and play in the system that is finally solidified, and we're going to have finally a common sense approach to basketball and play both offense and defense. We got two-way players. We're 8 deep, 9 deep with two-way players. People who can play on both ends of the court. Are you crazy?
What was a weakness is not what I want to say is a previous weakness is now a strength. Before last year, our bench was a absolute atrocity. It was disgraceful. Now I think our bench will be one of the strengths of our team.
And just think about it like this. We were complaining about guards getting ate up, getting cooked, stir fry.
Right.
You know, hibachi grill cooked. They was getting cooked. All right. So all in everybody's face. Now you got guards that can defend. You know, so our biggest weakness last year wasn't necessarily Brook Lopez, which he was a weakness. It was the fact that our guards were giving up too much penetration and let guys blow by them. Now we got some guards that can defend or at least slow them down. Now our big men can do their thing. You know what I mean? Now Brook Lopez become a little more impactful. And we might see that Brook Lopez of 2 or 3 years ago, because now everybody ain't running at him at high speeds. You know what I mean? So now we got Giannis who can play his role. He can roam a little bit more, you know. And now we got a better defense and we got a better back line. And, you know, we do need Brook for certain. There was no trades that right now, at least at this moment, that we're going to get any value that we should get for Brook Lopez. You know, all we were going to do is make another team better. That was it. And I don't think after seeing what Drew Holiday did, I don't think the Bucks in position to see that again. You know, so they want to make sure that they get some value, and they got value for Drew Holiday, but they didn't want to give a team a missing piece.
Correct.
And then they come back and bite them. You know, so they want to make sure that they get their missing piece in exchange for Brook. You know, so it's valuable. And then you look how Philly stacked up. You're gonna need Brook Lopez to slow down Embiid. No, you know, you're gonna need him just because that big body. You're going to need him for some of these huge teams.
That's fair. 1 second, Pronte. Let me just get our favorite. What up, Janet MOC and Bamman? Let me get this super chat from our favorite op. Hold on 1 second. Shout out to our favorite op, No Strays, ENT with the $4.99 super chat. Peace to the panel. After 2 first-round exits, Bucks answer is Taurean Prince and Gary Trent Jr. Gas up the duck boats. Celtics spinning the block. We gonna see. I like your confidence though. You will be broken. You will be broken.
I mean, I feel him. I feel
him. Right. That's what I'm saying. He should style.
He should be there, but I like where we at now more than so than last year. Continuity. Yeah. We got players that can do exactly what we need them to do. And we were your biggest threat last year, and now we're under the radar, which is a good position for the Bucks. Because they're with Dame and Giannis and the team they just put together, we're gonna be smoking some of y'all. And I'm just gonna let it out there. We're gonna smoke some of y'all. And y'all gonna be surprised because Giannis is looking really good.
He looked angry. He's playing like focused angry. Really like I like it.
Dame is coming back in shape.
That's the key. That's the most important part.
Middleton is not coming off an injury. At least we don't think so. So, we might have a fully loaded squad next year. And we ain't had that in a long time. With some missing pieces. With some great additions. So we might surprise Boston because we're not really that scared of Boston. I mean the other teams might, but we're not scared of Boston.
No, I think we respect them. They're definitely tough. You know what I mean? But they still do not have an answer for us for Giannis
for our
when
size.
He's healthy, right?
Yeah, they don't have any answer for our side. That's why it'd be nice if we could get an athletic big too. Like I said, no disrespect to Bobby P. Solid player, but he's not athletic. Bobby P struggles to dunk. Let's keep it real. He struggles to dunk.
I mean, he can't get over a phone
and
book,
Brook
right?
is not that athletic. I would just like to have some form of another mobile big because everybody naturally wants to put Giannis at the 5. I don't feel that that's appropriate for him. He doesn't like it, and I think it'll be a lot of wear and tear on him. So if we can find a way to get another big body, that would be advantageous. I'm gonna say something here. Let me ask a question to the panel and let me know what y'all think. Do we see to just get rid of Pat C if we bundle him with Beauchamp to just try to get him off of this team? Would you be mad at that?
No. Well, I wouldn't be mad at Pat moving on in any package that you put together with him, right? Thank you. Again, I'm trying to be a good guy about this, right?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. We would probably have to add something to get Pat out of here. They're just not gonna just take Pat. That's what I'm saying. If we were to put Pat and Beauchamp together, would y'all be okay you losing Beauchamp at this point? Have you seen enough to know what Beauchamp is?
I'll let y'all.
Go ahead, Pronte. Before we get started, my bad. Hey, Gibson, what's good, bro? Shout out to the Bahamas. Give the intro, my bad. We was too hyped in charge. Hold on. My bad. Gibson, do the thing, brother.
Peace and love. Salute to the panel, to families and friends. Pronte, Mr. Smith, the godfather of the chat. Amber, the president. Salute to my vice president. I ain't see him tapping the live yet, but salute to him.
He been chopping it up with me. He good. He good.
So, Amber, man, when I saw this move, man, I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. I was happy, man. I am excited. I am very happy that we did this move. A lot of teams wanted him, but he chose to come here. And I want Bucks Nation to understand one thing what Stephen A. Smith said a couple of years ago. Nobody wanted to come to Milwaukee. What they doing now? Explain that to me. What they doing now? They coming, right? They coming, right? You get Damian to sign. You get Gary Trent Jr. to come down there. So what they gonna say now? What they gonna say? No straight ENT. We ain't worrying about y'all. Y'all just afraid because we're making all these moves. Because now we match up perfectly with y'all. If our best player don't get injured and he could stay healthy, Boston confidence to hang banner 19 could broke. I said on this chat and I can repeat it again. They better take banner 19 out of their mind. That ain't a thing. Giannis is not going to allow that. Trust me. And Indiana, buckle up. Cut up is coming your way.
Indiana, they in the backwood already. They know that. They in the backwood already.
Do you understand that Chris Middleton, how old is Chris Middleton?
33?
32.
Chris Middleton 33-year-old Chris Middleton, who needed to have been put in bubble wrap the entire year, on one knee, damn near beat you by himself. I ain't worried about no
That's a fact.
bumbleclad
That's a
Indiana
fact.
Pacers. They can go sit down somewhere for real. I'm not. Salute to Tyrese
I mean,
Halliburton. That's the only one that I
salute,
bothered to
salute,
remember
salute.
on the Indiana Pacers. They can go sit down, right?
How much? How much did Giannis average on them? 45 in 5 games.
Something
Like
like
I mean,
that.
come on now.
72 points.
Right.
70,
This guy's like 60 points in
72
five
points.
games.
Go sit down somewhere, right? I do believe that the teams that are always trouble for us will continue to be trouble
Facts,
for
King
us,
Killer.
except for maybe the Heat, right? So I think the Sixers are just always a matchup issue with us, which I welcome. I welcome that. You want competition, right? The Celtics are always going to be that because the Celtics have the best wings, like starting wings
In the
in
league.
the NBA, right? And I do like what the Knicks did. You know what I mean? But I'm not scared of nobody. I'm not scared of nobody. And then
I think the Knicks.
there were definitely matches. Hmm?
I think the Knicks did. They loaded up on their philosophy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're gonna play Knick basketball, so I can respect that. You know, because
Yeah,
they got a whole bunch of guards that can defend, and they got a whole bunch of players that
right,
can defend. They know that Thibodeau is gonna run them to the ground, so they need backups. You know, so he won't play a player 48 minutes a game for 5 games straight and get him injured because that's something he will do. So now he got somebody else he should
right.
feel comfortable putting in the game before he run them down. But you know, at the end of the day, they came to Milwaukee because we got Damian Giannis. That's why he
Facts.
came. That's why he came. There ain't nobody. I mean, everybody know that Dam. I mean, besides the media who pretend like they don't know, everybody knows that Damian Giannis was injured in the playoffs.
Correct.
Chris Middleton just coming back off an injury. That was not a fully loaded bus squad. But players know that. Players know that they're not stupid. They don't listen to the media. So
Right.
when you see that and you say, "What's my best opportunity to get my next contract and shine?" He said, "Milwaukee. I'm gonna get a lot of open shots. I'm gonna get a lot of open shots. This
This
is
was
gonna
a
be easy
tactical
work.
move too by Gary
This is
Trent
easy
Jr. for
work
that
for me.
very reason.
If
For that
Beasley can
very
get
reason.
20 every other game, what am I getting? I'm gonna
I
get.
got you.
You
Right.
know, go ahead, Gibson.
Go ahead, Gibson.
Fronte, but you was saying 48 minutes. No. Say, but 50 minutes. He could run them to the
Oh
ground.
yeah, he played 50 minutes a game. He showed it like this.
Not 40, 50
He got him
minutes with
running
the
suicides at halftime. Yeah, running
he
suicides
could
at
run them to
halftime.
the ground. He
He's
could
super.
play
He's
them
crazy.
50 minutes a game. Not
The,
40, 50 minutes a game.
the Knicks still have some moves to make. I think. I don't think you see a finished roster with them because they gave up Hartenstein. You're not gonna make it without a center.
Yeah, that's
You know what I
true.
mean? And so they still have some moves to make, and they still have some wiggle room to do it.
Well,
That's
they
why I
got
thought
Randall. I mean, he's not a center.
yeah, but yeah, exactly. He's gonna get tossed around. Like Randall to me, like he's not a weak dude. I'm not saying he's weak. Yeah, I don't want that to get misconstrued. But it's different, right? It's power forward strength is not the same thing as center strength. Ask Bobby Portis how he
Right.
felt about trying to stop Joel Embiid. And Bobby Portis is not a weak dude, but he just get tossed out the way, right? And so they're gonna have to figure that out. Yeah, you just get tossed out the way, right? But that's the benefit of having someone like a Brook Lopez who is starting to slow down, and he didn't look good last year. But what I'm really pleased with, or what I'm excited about, is to have once again a return to common sense defense, right? The scheme that they tried to run in the very beginning did not fit the players that we had. This is why they were calling our head coach Joe Barry. You know, what are you doing? We got a whole bunch of man corners out there and we're playing zone all of the time. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? We all sat here, we all became a community and a family, and we all commiserated and watched them week in and game out just completely flop, right? Starting with our inability to stop the penetration. That's like Ponte said, that's where it started. It was compounded with no real answer to defending the mid-range because our guys couldn't pursue people around screens, and then Brook would kind of get left out there in the wide open.
Right.
You get someone who is a true two guard, and you're allowing not only to play the defense that I believe you want to play, but you're moving people back into their natural positions. Giannis can play center if you want to try and run with the Pacers, for example. I think he would be the best option. But Giannis's best defensive position is a free safety. He's our Ed Reed. So you know what I mean? So Brook Lopez provides the initial. Charles Woodson, right? Brook Lopez provides the initial resistance, which can be gotten around. You can get around that initial resistance. A lot of people do. What we were missing last year was Giannis playing cleanup. So you would get around Brook, and then Giannis would come volleyball the ball to like the third or the fourth row or whatever. And that's what we were missing because they had him out there trying to be our new Drew Holiday. He was too far away from the basket. You know what I mean? He's trying to lock up the game's other best player. We now have other guys that we can do that with. Giannis, we don't need you to go out there and defend the Jason Tatums of the world and whatnot. We got Gary Trent Jr. for that. You get back to doing what you do. Clean it up, clean up those boards, and watch us cook. And you know who is crucial as far as implementing that defense? Darvin Ham, who is back in Milwaukee, right? So all these things, it's like the stars are starting to align. This is why I'm excited. It's not just the players. It's also the players. But it's not just the players.
Thank you, Mr.
You know what I mean? We could be here for the next 2 hours just talking about Gary Trent Jr. I was super excited about Taurean Prince.
Right.
Because this is something, you know what I mean? With length and that can defend. He can knock down you can't leave him open. You can't leave him open. If we're back to that team, because that's something that the Bucks were missing, right? Outside of AJ Green occasionally, and Chris Middleton and Damian Lillard, Malik Beasley was a gunner in the very beginning, no doubt. But then suddenly something happened to his three-point shot. I don't know what happened, right? We're getting back to guys who are more reliable from the three-point line, possibly, hopefully, maybe more consistent. And if we get back to a point where you can't leave these guys open, then now our slashers, our top shelf slashers, Damian and Giannis, now have wide open lanes. And then finally, we can see that pick and roll that everyone had envisioned. I'll leave it to y'all. I'm on cloud nine right now because of the possibility.
I think about the Bucks' versatility.
Facts.
We are much more versatile. We can match up with every team in the league now. We can match up with Minnesota, with their bigs. Now we can match up with Boston and all those teams that like to play small ball, and we got the best small ball center in the league. Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know what I mean? We got the best. Who's comparing with that? He'll punish you for playing small ball as long as you got other
right.
players.
He'll punish you. Right. He will definitely.
Just ask the Pacers. He's just gonna punch you, and they ain't even that small.
75 points a game.
So,
75 points a game.
You got shooters around him. You got capable shooters. You got a healthy Chris Middleton. You got Taurean Prince instead of Jay Crowder. Younger, more athletic, can move. It don't look like they gonna hurt to run down the court. I mean, what we missing? I mean, we're not missing too much. We're not missing too much. All we gotta do is, and we got a full training camp with all these players coming in. They're not coming in the middle of the season. They're not coming in off of injuries. They're coming in refreshed, on a mission with the coach who they played for a little bit, so they kind of know what he about. With some feel. It's not a new player, new superstar walking in like Dame. They got a good feel. They know what they messed up last year. I mean, look at that. Look at Dallas, for example. Where did they end up? That first year Kyrie came in halfway through the year, it was rough. They came back next year, NBA Finals. You know what I mean?
Great example, Pronte. Yeah. That's an outstanding example right there. And they was trying to get Kyrie out of there like they was trying to get Dame out of there this year. Very similar paths. Very similar. Kyrie can't play with another superstar if it ain't LeBron. It was a lot of things being said about Kyrie. A lot of things. He's selfish, all of that. And he righted all his wrongs the following season. And I think Dame will follow the same path like you said, Pronte. He understood what he did wrong. He's already in the gym. He's already in shape. I expect a resurgence from Damian Lillard and be more efficient as well. I think he's looking at the tape. He knows probably there's some shots he shouldn't have taken, maybe taking it to the hoop, settling for the mid-range. I guarantee there'll be an adjustment in his game this year. It's just not going to be bombing threes. And I really feel like that.
I think he's gonna understand his role more succinct. You
Exactly.
know, he's gonna understand what he needs to do as a Milwaukee Bucks. It ain't the same thing he needs to do as a Portland Trailblazer. I
Correct.
think he got a little wind. Like, I don't have to do all that, but what do I need to do? Now he's gonna know exactly what he needs to do. Exactly, he's gonna know how to play with Chris Middleton. You know what I mean? He's gonna know how to lean on his players. He's gonna know when to put his foot on the gas, and that's what you need. And Jerry, like you said, Gary Trent is entering his prime. You know, Gary Trent is an upgrade. He can shoot just as well as Beasley, but he
And
plays defense.
plays
That
defense.
that
Exactly.
he's not a C.
What
That's a
what
big
I'm
upgrade.
happy about most of this team, y'all didn't mention it yet. I just want to throw this in here, interject real quick, Pronte, is that
Yeah,
now on
go ahead.
defense, we're able to switch effectively. We have speed to be able to switch and fight over screens, which we struggled with a great deal last year.
Yeah, on the perimeter.
On the perimeter, yeah.
We still got to deal with Brook Lopez on that.
Yeah.
So that
hey, we try to keep it positive, but yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gibson.
We're not quite there though. We're close.
We close. Go ahead, Gibson.
Lopez is a problem.
What really excite me the most, number one, we get younger, we get faster. We get younger and faster. So we could match up perfectly with Boston. Man, I can't imagine Giannis going to destroy these champions. And man, listen here, Amber, I can't wait. I can't wait for this.
Younger, faster, and not too young.
Right.
Young with experience.
Facts.
You know, young players that's been in the playoffs. We got players that's tested, that's still not over the hill. It's probably been the first time in a long time we got those type of players in Milwaukee. So, and it's good to see, because our young players were a little too green last year.
I
know what I mean? They're a little too green. Ajax, I think, is still a little too green. Just watch him in the summer league. I'm not sure he improved his game at all. So,
did you see the previous streams when we were talking about him, Ajax?
I didn't see it. I saw some of it.
We're sharing your sentiments.
Yeah, I just see. I'm like, come on, man, so he might be is what he is. He might just be a weapon.
But that's what I'm saying. We have to look at him as a Draymond Green, as just a role player that can do a little bit of everything. But nothing. Yeah. He doesn't excel at one thing. He just does a multitude of things well.
You bring him in for defense. He's still fouling too much in summer league. It's like, bro, get that out your system. but right. Have some control. And then he's not going to the rack like you expect him to do with his athleticism. Everything's not going to be a putback dunk. You
right.
know what I mean? So you have to be able to drive and dunk at the very least. So he's going to have his time, but I can see him spending a lot of time on the bench because he didn't improve his game that much as we would have liked. AJ Green must be impressive because they signed him. So he
went straight. That was what we were talking about.
He showed his work though last year, Pronte. Let's be honest. We were getting mad. He wasn't getting in the game more than we were getting mad with anybody else. Beauchamp, AJ Jackson. We were most upset when AJ Green wasn't playing because he was instant offense.
Well, by the end.
Yeah, by the end, right. And then what I was saying,
right.
If y'all was peeping, what I said last live, defenses towards the end of the season started to adjust when they saw Green come in the game because of his shooting. They'll start to slide a little bit more his way. You can see them starting to pay him more attention. I think he earned not playing in the summer league. I think he elevated past that. He showed growth throughout the season. I didn't see Ajax show growth throughout the season. I just saw him making consistent plays, but I didn't see any elevation as far as play.
Yeah, I just want to go ahead.
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
Oh well, what I was saying with me, Ajax, he's such a niche player, right? Because to me, he's a force multiplier on the team, on the court, as long as there are other established guys, right? So he's like the perfect complementary. He's like the condiment, but he's not the main dish. He's never going to be the main dish until he works on his game enough to be able to create his own shot. This is what we were saying before, right? And again, to me, it's almost like a mental thing. It's almost like once upon a time when, everyone works, when you first start playing basketball, That's like the first thing you do, right? Is you work on trying to create your own shot and things like that. And I just don't think he looks to be someone who wasn't good at it in the very beginning and then developed the complex. So now he just overdoes everything else. And I'm saying overdoes as if it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, right? It's a great thing to be the first one on the ground. It's a great thing to always to not have to be told to chase the ball, and go up for rebounds, to be the facilitator. He does all of that very well. Does foul a little bit too much for my liking. That's starting to get on my nerves, right? Because that is going to hamper his ability to play defense. The biggest thing, obviously, that hampers him is that he doesn't have a shot. So when he's on the court, it's like you're building in a weakness on the team because they're going to play him 4-on-5. Now, if he could work on that, he has time, right? It's October. I want to see by the time the season starts, I want to see, I don't care what you have to do. This is the social media era. I want to see film of you in the gym you don't have nothing better to do, bro. I don't want to see you at the clubs. I don't want to see you at the beach. I don't want to see you at any of these rap shows. I don't want to see nothing. You have nothing better to do than to go into that gym and work on your shot, right? Because it doesn't last for very long. We are already talking about MarJon Beauchamp as if he's gone. Notice that. Last year, around
hold on
this
one
time.
second. Hold on one second, Dr. Let me get my man super chat in here before I forget. What up, Matt? Appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Prince and Gary change a lot. They will be wide open because we have Dame and Giannis. The offense looks insane and the defense looks good. Much agreed, Matt. Much agreed. Salute.
We'll wait for offense.
Finish your comment, Dr. Smith, then we're going to go to Prate and then Gibson. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
So what I was saying is with Ajax, it's like necessary. This is what we're seeing in the summer leagues, right? Because you're a force multiplier, but it's dependent highly or entirely on who else is on the court. You can't do anything by yourself. So when you're in the summer leagues, when you should be running over these dudes, you're like on that level, right? You know what I mean? But when he's with the superstars, he's able to hang in there for a time. Whereas you have someone like AJ Green, who I think if he were in the summer leagues would have been shooting threes from like the logo and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just a different type of game. I do think that his game translates as long as there's superstars on the court, but he's got to work on his game. Otherwise, they are going to start talking about you in the same way that they're talking about MarJon, as if he's already gone. And that's kind of rough to look at. He's already becoming invisible. Like we're already factoring him in as if he's not factoring in. We're not talking about him at all. And last year, he was one of the guys in the running to be a starting two guard. Remember that? Who's going to be the starting two guard? Like him, Beasley, Ajax was in there. No one talked about AJ Green. AJ Green leapfrogged all of them.
All of them. Facts.
Because of his game.
Because his game translates to how the Bucks play.
Yeah.
But
fair state. That's great comment, Pronte. Agreed.
Yeah, because that's what they need. They need somebody that they can kick the ball out to and knock down an open shot.
But also, what I want to give AJ Green credit for that we haven't mentioned, he has high basketball IQ. You don't see AJ Green do a lot of dumb stuff on the court. You don't really see him out of position too much. He plays defense to the best of his ability. He's not out there getting killed. He knows his role. And I think that's why he leapfrogged. He knows his role and he has high basketball IQ. Beauchamp doesn't have high basketball IQ. Let's keep it real. Beasley doesn't have high basketball IQ.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they stupid, but I'm just saying they don't. It's not coming as quick as it was coming to AJ Green. Remember at the beginning of the season, he was getting killed on defense. By the end of the season, he was looking solid on defense. You could see his improvement throughout the year from AJ Green.
Well, some things are good when you have limitations and you know your limitations, right? So AJ Green knows his limitations. And he refined his skills on his strengths and his strengths only. And his strengths are useful in the NBA. And he made himself playable by becoming a better defender. He was already a great shooter. You know what I mean? That was all that came with it, which translates good in the NBA. But all I got to do is stay in front of somebody most of the time. I can't be worse than Beasley. So, and that's what he did.
Nobody was worse than that dude. Oh, my gosh.
That's what he did. So now what AJ has to do is mirror somebody's game and be effective in his role and understand his role. And the same with Beauchamp. I think they was talking about Beauchamp, and I watched some of the summer league, and they're talking about how he needs to do certain things to play. Like the coaches were telling, they said that they reported the coach said Beauchamp has to do certain things to play. He has to be decisive in what he's going to do with the ball. He's either going to have to shoot it, drive it, or pass the ball. He has to be better with his decision making. That's what you said, Amber. His decision making, his basketball IQ wasn't strong for them, and that's why he holds the ball too much. He plays around too much. They were saying on this team, that's not what we need. That's not what we need from you. We need you to be a defender, and we need you to be able to shoot that open shot or pass it and understand when to do that. And that's what they need out of MarJon. If he really wants to play, he has to work on that. And I think that's why in summer league he was hurt. You know, I saw him. He took a lot of ill-advised shots. Right. He made some of them. He missed some of them. But I think he was just preparing for the season. You know what I mean? Because he was just taking those shots because this is what they want him to do. So he's getting comfortable in this role. So I will say that he might play. He actually might play.
MarJon?
Yeah, he can.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
They were saying they were building a role for him. Like this, if you want to play, this is what we need to see from you. And it was to just take the shot or pass the ball. You know what I mean? Not stand there, dribble, and hold the ball and be indecisive. And that's what they wanted him to do and defend. And that's what they were reporting on him when they during the summer league game. So I think that when I watched him, he was just taking shots. You know, make or miss. So I think he was trying to get comfortable in that space. You know. And if
working on some things,
if he can do it, then he's gonna play.
No,
because he does have more. He does have more size than some of our guards. Right? He's a big two guard.
Right.
He's about 6'7", 220.
Gibson. So what you think about all that?
I agree with everything what you guys said, but as I was watching the summer league myself, MarJon, they say he looked lost. He don't know what to do. He just need to improve his game. Just need to stop being afraid and build up your confidence like AJ Green. You have to have confidence in yourself. You can't be just turning the ball. He turned the ball over more than everybody else on that roster in the summer league. He turned
That's
the ball
a fact.
over 5.
That's a fact.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's because he's not going to facilitate when he plays in the regular season. He has to facilitate a little bit and carry a little bit on the summer league. They don't want him to do that. They told him they don't want him to work on that. They told him they want him to work on shooting the ball. Spot up shooting. Basically, shoot the ball, be decisive. So I think some of those turnovers is him trying to work on his game. Playing a little different style than he's comfortable with, which means that talks to what you're saying, Gibson, not being comfortable, right? Turning the ball over a little bit. We saw the same thing from Dame last year. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not being comfortable because your role is different, so you turn the ball over a little bit more. So we'll see how he adjusts. If he doesn't adjust, we don't have to worry about Beauchamp. What's the worst he
plays what I would say.
Go ahead, Dr. Smith, then we will go to Gibson.
I would just say here's what I would say about MarJon. Like I get it. Like if you're gonna play with all of those guys, the established starters, right? The established regulars, right? Then the best that you could do to get time with those guys is to be the Grayson Allen type, right? The catch and shoot type, who Pat Connaughton used to be, right? Who AJ Green is now. That's who AJ Green reminds me of. He reminds me of Pat Connaughton when Connaughton was at his best.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So, I would be curious, right? If I had the opportunity to talk to the coaches for Milwaukee and ask them, is that the best use of MarJon, if that's what you think, right? Because for me, MarJon's game, and I don't pretend to know more than they do, right? But just from the way it looks, I think the best use of MarJon would be off of the bench when we have limited scoring, right? And so you're the number one option now, right? You're going to come on when it's you and Bobby, right? Everyone else, like if we're trying to buy minutes for everybody else, it's you
game.
and Bobby.
They can play two-man game.
And it's less bandwidth, right? Because he does not strike me as the catch and shoot type, right? He is like the type that I have to warm up a little bit, and then once I find the rim, once I start to calibrate my radar, then I can become that 3 level. You cannot afford to do that with the established dudes because there's only so much you're going to get the ball to begin with. If you're slow out of the gate, then you're quick to the bench. Go sit down, right? Because we don't need that right now. We need an AJ Green. Styles make fights, right? Styles make combos, right? So we need a catch and shoot dude for this fifth spot. But it's not that you don't have any value, and this is what I was saying before. I just don't know what you fit with the regulars. It's very much like Jordan Ward when he was here. But does that mean that he doesn't have a role on this team? I don't know, right? And like I said, you'd have to define it a little bit better for him. Now, that being said, none of that excuses some of the goofball stuff that I was seeing out of MarJon Beauchamp. And that turnover, like, for example, that he did in that other game when he's trying to do a behind-the-back pass and the defender's looking right at him. It was like a handoff. It was like the quarterback was handing off to the running back. Well, thank you. Like, you know, like, what are you doing right now, MarJon? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he does stuff like that. That, I don't care what role you have on the team. That is timeout, go sit down on the bench. What are you doing? Let's figure this out. Let's clean that up, right? That would be my thing. His confidence has to go up. I need to see him become more of a shutdown defender. His IQ needs to go up, and they need to clearly define a role for his skill set. This is going back to the AJ Griffin thing, right? Are we asking you to do something that you are not suited to do? Are we asking Brook Lopez to go do something that he's not suited to do? Right. And whose fault is that at that point? Right. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, 1 second. 1 second before we go to Pronte. 1 second. Appreciate you, Pass. Appreciate the 199 super chat. We are partnering for a week when Pat gets traded.
You know, I agree with what you said. I agree with what you said.
Shout out to Pass.
I thought the same thing with Beasley. Like, we asked him to do something. Just seeing it, he didn't look comfortable doing it.
Right.
He really didn't look comfortable. He did score, but he didn't look comfortable. So we asked him to do something that he's probably not going to be. That's not his game. You know, and even if he evolved, that will never be his game.
True.
You know, if he's an NBA player and a regular, that's not going to be his game. He's more like I see him more like I'm not. This player is, of course, way better than him, but he has a more of a Paul Pierce type of game, you know, where he just drives. He has a little bit of that. It's a mid-range type of game, you know. And then when he gets hot, MarJon, Then if he was that good, but it's not really on that level. But that's the best you're gonna get, a poor man looking like that a little bit. But he's never gonna be, you know, a spot up shooter in the corner, you know, and you can rely on him to knock down the shot. It's more of a let me do my move and get this shot off type of game, and that's how he's going to play in the NBA. So he has to play with the ball a little bit. You know, he has to do a move and set up his shot a little bit. He can't just hurry up and pass it. Now, AJ Green, he can do that. That's his game. You know, pump fake, step in, shoot, pump fake, side step, shoot. That's what he do. So, you know, he might not have a role on his team, but if his role is going to be, it's going to be more like what Doc said, like, you know, let him get some free reign a little bit and see if he can get going. Mm-hmm. You know, see if he can start cooking a little bit, because he can give you a big boost. Because if he start cooking, you know the game is over. You know, off the bench. But
true.
You know, but you know, he has to get confidence though. You can't. You know, he has to go see the Wizard of Oz or something. He gotta get some heart, some confidence. His confidence is low, and you can tell when he play because he's so indecisive. And then sometimes he just do stuff that is like, you know, you in the NBA, right? You know that man standing there, right? You know he gonna block your shot if you put it up like that, right? So why you didn't change your body angle? Why you didn't do some of these things that other NBA players do? You just going straight at them, and then it gets tossed, and it's like you looking goofy. And I'm like, why would you even put it up like that? And that's what we all see out of MarJon. It's like, does he get it? We don't know. He has all that.
That's the biggest problem right there. That last part of your statement is the most concerning part. You don't know if he gets it. You know what I'm saying? No. That's the problem.
You just want to see evidence that either he's seeing some of the things that he could clean up. Because at this point, right, there's only so much we know. We don't see behind closed doors, right? So, you know, when someone is not getting a message, it's not just the student. We have to also start talking about the teachers. What are you doing? Like, as far as why does MarJon continue to take off on 2 feet and slow himself down and allow the defender to get back into play? Can no one else see that? At a certain point, this is a teaching moment, and what are you teachers doing? Like, why is he constantly doing that? right? And because he's doing it in these preseason games, right? That was what we were talking
Yeah,
about the other day. He slowed himself down into the play. He did it again. What do you? So
yeah,
at a certain point, like what are they doing? Do they have film sessions? Because they do this in football all the time. If you ever played football, right? You will be the star of a highlight reel if you're on the field screwing up over and over again. They will like get very scientific about what it is you're doing wrong, right? I'm almost positive that they have a very similar process in basketball. What frustrates me is that we continue to see some of the same stuff from MarJon over
And
and over and
again.
over again. There's got to be some learning that happens.
yeah,
The same thing with, you know what I mean?
The
yeah,
biggest problem with MarJon is we as fans, maybe it's things going behind the scene. He's been here 3 years and we haven't seen true growth yet. That's
yeah.
the problem with MarJon. He's
And
been here 3 years and we haven't seen growth, which is why they put him in the summer league. Because if he was beyond that, he wouldn't be in the summer league. So
the
they're
thing is,
trying to see growth as well.
yeah, the thing is he's not a young draft pick, you
Right.
know, so he should have had some of this already figured out. You know, the stuff that we talking about is some of the stuff that he should have had kind of figured out already, because he has all the size and athleticism and tools. And we talking about whether you ain't supposed to jump off 2 feet or not. You know, you should have had that
Right,
figured
yeah.
out already. That's something that you should have been able to understand already. And but I would say summer league is always a mirage, because I remember when Giannis was summer league, he kind of didn't dominate. You know, but he did play better. He averaged like
Right.
20 points a
Yeah.
game, but then he took off He took off that year.
Right.
So so some of this summer league stuff is different because of the way they play ball in the summer league. It's 100 fouls. You
Right.
know, it's like And then some of these players who be eating it up in the summer league don't do nothing.
In the regular
Absolutely
season.
nothing.
Yeah.
And they don't even get nothing. So it's sometimes it's fools go. So that's why I say, so if he's
Very
working
true.
on something. So if he's working on something and that's what he's doing, and he's using this to work on and refine some of these parts of his game, we'll see it in the regular season. But if he wants to play, it's gonna be on him. It's gonna be on him.
Very true.
We've been saying that for they've been telling us that for 3 years. It's all on MarJon. He has the tools. He just has to put it together.
I remember when Dame came in.
He needs to just have confidence. It's the same. This has been the same song and dance.
And
Let's
then
keep it real.
remember when Dame came in? The first person he noticed was MarJon Beauchamp. The first person he said, if I was to see a prototypical two guard, I think MarJon Beauchamp has it, because he was cooking us. But so that's some of that psychological has to be,
I
when
think
the
a
lights
lot of it is
shine,
psychological with him. Yeah.
the lights shine, what are you doing? But that's the difference between a player who don't make it and a player who's a star. It's how you perform when the lights is on.
Right. No, that's definitely fair. Hey,
Yeah.
Gibson,
I
what do you
mean,
think, MarJon? Do you still believe?
I ain't too sure. After what I saw in that summer league with all them turnovers, I ain't too sure he got to show me more than that. Because Amber, is like what Dr. Smith said, it probably might be some type of mental something going on, because you can't be 3 years in this program and man, you can't get it together. You have the young Bucks who just get draft making you look bad. That should be take some sign of accountability. AJ Johnson is making you look bad. He get more confident than you. Come on now, MarJon. Yeah,
Let's talk. Hey, we can talk about that briefly. AJ Johnson is out there gunning like he believe in himself. He not taking shots scared. He believe in himself. Regardless of what people think about that draft pick, he coming in looking confident, in my opinion.
Yep.
And there's also a clearly defined role for him too, right? I think that's a big part of the MarJon thing too. So there's a lot to what Ponte was saying, and it's kind of rerouted my thinking as far as like what it is they're doing in the summer league, right? Because now I'm also taking into consideration that these guys don't play with each other very often, right? You only have like maybe 3 or 4 or 5, no more than 10 plays that you're going to run, because it's not that you don't have that much time to actually implement anything, right? If you are already kind of shaky when it comes to your IQ, and you're going into a game with a whole bunch of strangers, or maybe people that you play with in a limited capacity, and you only got 5 plays, that you're maybe running, then you're gonna look really rough, right? You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be difficult, and the goal is different. These guys are
And I
fighting for their NBA lives. No one cares about who
yeah,
holds up the trophy in the summer leagues, right? And so in a team in a regular league, when we're actually going for the trophy and whatnot, people don't mind being role players. They don't mind sometimes being forgotten if the end goal is met. Here, if you're a role player and people have to work hard to remember what it is you did on the court, even though you did a lot of intangible good stuff, you might be playing next to Pat in Israel somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? And you'll be saying, look, man, I was out there balling, I sacrificed. Maybe I shouldn't have sacrificed. Maybe I should have went for self. So now you have people kind of pulling away from each other, pulling away from what they should be doing. You know what I mean? And so it can look rough. I say that, but the same conditions that existed for the Bucks existed for Cleveland, right? Because they also have all of the same things that I just said, and they were beating us by 30 points in the second quarter with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. So
I think
you know what I mean?
you know
It's like a give and take.
yeah,
Sometimes I don't know
I
what
give
to
it take.
extrapolate.
And I understand
Right.
what you say, but I don't do the summer league championship. Don't mean nothing like you say. We can take that from
Yeah,
what Cleveland doing. They whatever, you had that championship all you want. Um, but I'm watching the game right now, and MarJon still look a little rusty. But I do think the problem with the Bucks, it looks like, is they're competing with each other. They
Correct.
don't want to
Uh,
pass
this is
each
what
other
I'm
the
saying.
ball. So that's why
This is my
they
point.
got drugged. They not passing each other the ball. They all trying to go 1-on-1. They
Because
all
they
trying
want to
to,
show that they should be on the roster. That's what
yeah.
summer
So
league is for. It's for
That's my
players
point.
fighting for roster spot. That's why it's alarming that MarJon is even playing. You shouldn't be in
yeah,
this position in year 3
yeah,
in
because
summer
they
league
really,
where for players that are fighting for roster spots. You shouldn't be in that predicament.
don't.
Now something else I did think about the other day, right, is that you almost have to scrap last year for some of these guys, right? Because we were a mess. We started off with a head coach who had one idea. The idea didn't work. You brought in another coach who had his ideas on basketball, which were better ideas, but they were hard to implement because we were using the shoot arounds to try and teach guys the plays, right? Again, everyone doesn't pick up things very quickly. So I've always been impressed listening to Damian Lillard talk basketball, right?
Yeah,
He's very intelligent when it comes to like his basketball IQ. Like there's just certain players that are very good at diagnosing what needs to be done. I don't mean to sound funny. This is not my impression of MarJon. MarJon looks like you might need some extra time after practice to understand what it is we're trying to do. And if there's a lot of disarray coming from the leadership, then people like him are going to get left behind even more. Like, you know what I mean?
not to interject, but I think the Bucks might have got a really good player in AJ Johnson. They might have got the steal of the draft. Um, he
That's
look
he
he
should
Hey,
have
looks
been here the
legit.
other day,
He
man.
looks legit. He looks legit.
You should have
hey,
been here the other day.
hey,
This is what we were saying. Young Jamal Crawford,
hey. I, go. Thank you. That's all I wanted. We was already talking about him ahead of time. There were people that were
young
coming on
Jamal.
this live talking about all our draft picks were trash. They're no upside. They won't be in the league. All this fly stuff. And now we spinning the block. The
How
logic
could you
is
feel that
kicking
way
in, and
even just looking at the measurables of Tyler Smith? He's 6'11" and could shoot, but you knew that. You
Yeah,
knew that, like even if before you saw him, you knew that he was 6'11" and could shoot. At some point, we're going to talk about that. That
yeah.
we have like these young guys,
he's
like so we
Bobby's
built up,
replacement. He's Bobby's natural replacement.
and what does he look like with competent point guard play? Because what you're seeing now is incompetent point guard play,
Correct.
right? So if you look
One
good
thing,
now,
one thing I don't want MarJon. MarJon floor game is not that good. His pass,
what
he
his
don't know how to
handles?
pass that well. No, just both his handles not that good either. And his passing is not that good either. They need to take the ball out of his hands. He cannot dribble that well enough for the NBA, and his
I'm
passing
a,
is just not that good. So
Hold
he's
on
just
one
going.
second.
So he might not be playable. I'm
Hey,
just watching him. I'm like,
We go ahead, Gibson. Then we're gonna spin the block one more time, and then I'm gonna get in the chat before we get up out of here. Let's start with Dr. Smith, and then we're gonna end with you, Gibson. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
Okay.
Just you know what I mean? Like we spent a lot of time talking about like the bottom part of our roster, but I'm so pleased with our ability now to play both ends of the court. I hate the term two-way player. Basketball is a two-way sport.
Right.
Right. If you can only play one side, then I'm not going to compliment people for being two-way players. I'm going to start condemning the people who only play half of the game, right? We have improved our ability to play a complete basketball game. You look at all the champs, the Celtics. I know they're king ops, but the Celtics are a fantastic team on both ends of the court. The Nuggets before them, the Warriors before them, and we can keep on going back, right? That is what a champion looks like. You have to play basketball on both ends of the court. And we lost our soul a little bit last year trying to, I understand the why. Like we needed more offense, but the pendulum went too far in that direction and our defense was a complete shambles. I love that we are getting back to who we are. And I'm just ready to see it. I'm ready to see it under competent leadership and a competent defense. I'm ready to see it.
Appreciate it. Go ahead. It's on you, Pronte.
And let's be honest. When your superstar is a defensive juggernaut and you turn yourself into an offensive team, that is not smart. That was just not smart philosophy to begin with. Because even when you won a championship, it was the defense.
Correct.
Stick to your identity of your superstar. It just makes more sense that way and build around that. To try to hurry up, he can average 30, but that's a plus. He changed the game defensively more than anything, and y'all just took his biggest strength, the thing that the teams fear the most, away from the team, because y'all told them the team to focus on offense, and we saw it every game in the regular season and in the playoffs. In the regular season last year, we were struggling to get stops because our team tried to turn a defensive team to an offensive team. Now this year, like you said, we got back to our identity. Yeah, we got Dame. Yeah, he can score. But we're going to lean on our defense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when we start locking people up, we're just going to blow teams out.
Because like the old school Bucks under Budenholzer.
Right.
That's the formula we're going back to, but hopefully with better coaching. Great point. That's exactly what I was thinking. Facts.
So then that's all I gotta say. Now I can see it, and no, we didn't get the big names, but we don't need the big names. We already loaded. Right. We at the top. We loaded.
And that's what we did last year.
And that's what we did that last year. We got the big name last year. We don't need a Paul George, ESPN, and talk. The Bucks. We don't need those players.
We need consistent contributors.
And fill our holes.
Consistent contributors.
Our biggest holes was our defense, and that's the players they got. And they got some solid, confident shooters along with that. The Bucks are loaded; they ready to go. I expect them to surprise a lot of those naysayers. Now I kind of expect them to dominate this year, like back in the day when you go to a Bucks game, the game will be over in the first quarter.
Right. You already started to make plans in the mid-third quarter.
You'd be at the game, be up by 30. They be just running through teams. You'd be like, dang. Right. You talking about it turned into a baseball game. Because the game was just over. So go ahead, Gibson. I'm done.
Right.
Which we need to do to maintain guys like Giannis, right? Because that is still my concern. I'm still concerned about the fact that he was gone for over a month on a non-contact injury. His usage rate has to come down. You know what I mean? The best way that a usage rate can come down is if we put our foot all the way in someone's ass right from Jump Street, and it's a 35-point lead in the third quarter, and then Giannis goes sit down you know what I mean? You can go eat popcorn and do all the goofy stuff that you like to do and interact with. I love that part. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Shout out to Budenholzer because he really did know how to use.
Yeah, that's one thing he did do was manage
Giannis. He managed Giannis kind of really well.
Go ahead, Gibson. Go ahead, Gibson.
Okay, Mr. I got 3 points I would like to point out to Bucks Nation and our guys in the chat. Number one, let's give Doc a shout out for going out and getting experience coaches to bring on this staff what could help him
Yeah.
address some of the flaws what we could not address last season by bringing back Darwin coaches to help him to help us to focus on our identity. And number two, I haven't seen nothing from. I know Middleton don't post nothing. I haven't heard nothing and see anything. But I don't want when the season start, they put an article out. Middleton cannot play back-to-back games. We don't. I don't need that. I want us to start on that note. We don't need that. That need to, as of today, that need to be thrown out the window, but that need to be thrown out the window. Horse, Middleton, either you find yourself on type of specialist or something, please, please, I beg you, please, don't start that because these past couple of years, we never make it far. It was number one in 2022. It was because of you. Got injured and we could not come far. So please don't start that he cannot play back to back. If he cannot play back to back, he need to be put to the bench or let him come off the bench and put someone in who could be more consistent when the game is matter the most, that they could play and help Giannis be more aggressive and so we don't burn him out. Now we didn't see. We need that to fix. Horse, get that under control. You and your medical staff need to go to medical and say the season is starting. We cannot have you. You can't play back. No, no, no. We don't want that. Don't start. Don't start. Don't. Please, don't start that. Don't not start that. Right, brother. Don't. We don't.
Yes.
We
Sure.
don't need that. We don't. We don't need it. Please, you can mess up the team. Like we need them to keep going. That keep going. So if you can miss game, we just put Prince in the lineup and you come off the bench with Portis and Beauchamp. Please don't start that. I don't want to see that now. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I
Give us the
can't.
closer. Give us the closer, Gibson.
Salute to Bucks Nation. Peace and love to friends and family.
There we
Salute.
go. All right, y'all. We be going live soon. Salute. Pronte, good to have you back. Dr.
Good to
Smith,
see
good to have you in the
Yeah.
building. Gibson, you already know
See
what
you,
time
Doc.
it is. Appreciate y'all.
All right,
I'm going to
Gibbs.
get into the comment section. Appreciate you, y'all. Appreciate it.
Salute.
Ooh, oh, my people getting it in. I like it. I like it. Let me get into this comment section. I'm going to tap you in here, Brandon. All right, hold on 1 second. Another excellent live. Like I told y'all, this is your number one source for Bucks news. This is the number one Bucks chat on YouTube, chat in general. Bucks Nation, aka friends and family. Always want to send out a salute. As I continue to tell y'all, I might not be the messenger that you want, but I am the messenger that you need. Because I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Even if it sounds crazy at first, just give it time. A lot of what I say is all crock pot material. Just let it cook. Just let it cook. Just let it cook. I know a lot of people's doing the sensationalism, and that's cool. But when you come here, I'm going to give you the straight raw, and it's going to be the truth. And do you not see the knowledge that's within this chat and the people that tap into this live? Can we not get the likes up? Are you not entertained? Are you not learning? Are you not learning? Like, damn, that's an interesting perspective. That's what you come to this chat for. That's what you come to this podcast for. To elevate your way of thinking and looking at the Bucks. That's what we do here. We analyze without any particular bias for the most part. That's why you get so much knowledge here. Look even the females in the chat. Look at Sandra, Janet, MOC, Cynthia, Patricia, all of y'all. Look at the knowledge. The smartest Bucks fans come here. That's why what we say has an impact. What haven't we said that hasn't come true? I'll wait. Like I said, not everybody watches this live. The right people and high IQ people watch this live. Salute, salute. Let me go ahead and tap into homie Brandon. I just had to style a little bit more real quick just in case y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot Brandon in the building. What up, Brandon?
What's up, Buck?
What up, what up? We missed you the last couple lives, but I'm glad you back here on a joyous occasion where the Bucks have solidified, for the most part, their starting five now. Until further notice, we got Brook at center. We got Giannis at the 4. We got Middleton at the 3. We now have the newly acquired Gary Trent Jr. at the 2. And Dame Lillard at the 1. How are you feeling about things now?
I think that's the prime lineup. I think that's the prime lineup.
Agreed.
Dame, Trent, Chris, Giannis,
Brook.
That's
a nice starting 5. That's a formidable starting 5, in my opinion.
Yes.
You're not looking at that like that's cakewalk. You're looking at it like, yeah. Because just our key 3 players. If Dame, Giannis, or Middleton get cooking, it get dark quick. As much as we talk crazy about Middleton health, when Middleton is healthy and playing, he's getting buckets.
Right.
He is the ultimate stabilizer. Like I've been saying for the last 2 years, when Chris Middleton is healthy and playoff time, he is our X factor and he stabilizes this team, especially offensively. When we we're not really getting shots, Chris gets his shot off. He stabilizes, stops runs from the other team, and extends runs from our team. That is the benefit of Chris Middleton. And him healthy, we're a completely different team, and the stats show it. If we were doing so good with our big 3 last year and we had an atrocious bench, what do you think is going to happen this year if everybody's healthy and now we got defenders around? We're going to excel. What everybody thought the Knicks was the leapfrogged us, we're now back ahead of them comfortably, in my opinion.
Hey,
they all sizzle, no steak. Go ahead, Brandon.
They are scared. The league are in trouble because we know that we are coming. We are coming. Because we're all get their way.
Right.
Big me gone, Pat Bear gone, Jay Quadri gone.
Right. Gallinari.
Gallinari, Thanasis haven't not resigned.
Thanasis is gone at this point.
Now we waiting out the motor.
I agree. I think we good, bro. We made quality moves under financial constraints. And shout out to your camera work today and your lighting today. Salute to my man Brandon. He done came back, camera looking good, got the light looking good. My man, let's go, Brandon. Internet straight today. Internet straight. Let's go, Brandon.
Also, I think our young guys go get some action.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm with you on that.
AJ Green, he's gonna get some more action playing time too.
Well, yeah, he wasn't even Summer League, so he's already established as a rotational player. He's a rotational player, period.
Right. I think this team is ready. This team is gonna be on a mission. Because we giving Boston Celtics their credit. But we know Boston is scared of us.
Brandon, if we beat the hell out of them last year with an inept defense and an inept bench, what's gonna happen to the Celtics if we have a bench? If we play defense, what's gonna happen? I can tell you, backwood.
Because we might be the best in the East right now more than the West.
Facts.
I'm sorry to say it. Because all the teams are getting better now. Because
hold on one second, Brandon. Hold on 1 second. Our boy, the Bleacher Report boss, aka the VP, is back in the chat. Let me just go get to him. My man Daniel Orton, a.k.a. the Bleacher Report boss, a.k.a. the VP with the $1.99 super chat. Pat Bev should be sent to the Shanghai Sharks, LOL. Close enough. He playing for Israel.
Right.
He playing for Israel.
Right. We already know.
I told y'all when he threw that ball at that lady in Indiana, that was it. I told y'all right after it happened. He definitely not coming back to the Bucks, and he might get banned.
Right. Because I thought earlier that two former Bucks players trying to come back to the NBA. I said, that's enough.
Right.
All right, bro. Let me get
All
out
right.
of here.
All right, my man Brandon. All right, good to see you tapping in, bro. All right,
Yep.
now. Shout out to Brandon. Always good to see Brandon in the chat. Shout out to my man Brandon. Another excellent live, Bucks Nation friends and family. Appreciate all y'all tapping in. We've been doing work this summer, haven't we? We've been doing work this summer with these lives, grinding these lives, dropping this knowledge for the people to go back and get the replay value. What? Y'all don't watch the rest. Y'all know where the best is. Y'all know where the best is. Salute, salute. I hope everybody was thoroughly entertained with today's live. I know I was. Great knowledge. Shout out to the people that tapped in. Brandon, Mr. Gibson, Pronte, Dr. Smith. Appreciate all of y'all tapping in and dropping the jewels as y'all normally do. Like I said, this is your number one resource for Bucks news, Bucks information, period. This is the number one Bucks chat on YouTube, chat in general. Salute to friends and family. Very excited about this pickup. This Gary Trent Jr. I couldn't even sit still all day after we got done. I was like, it's on. Hey, you know what I felt like? Hey, y'all know what I was thinking about when we got Gary Trent Jr. Y'all remember in that damn, what movie was that? Trading Places, where they have Mortimer and his sidekick, and dude dropped that money. It's like, we're back. I feel the same way with the Bucks getting Gary Trent Jr. I'm like, now officially, we're back. Mortimer, we're back. Hopefully y'all remember that movie. Jamie Lee Curtis, Eddie Murphy, and a few other high-profile actors. Classic movie. Check it out. Let me get the last couple comments in here. I thought we were trying to be positive vibes, Pronte. MarJon need to play overseas. Now, come on, bro. Coop shows that the NASA should be allowed to play in the summer league. He tore his ACL. He's done, bro, for the year. I told you, dude, Pronte, facts. The league banned it. Janet MOC said the Celtics about to get a new and improved, but shout out to Janet MOC. Chris B said the guy calling the game sound like Doc. That's hilarious. My boy Gibson said good night to Robert Brooks. Night, Brooks. I'm about to get off here and check out the rest of this game. We'll probably go live after the next summer league game, unless something else comes up. Or if y'all want to go live, y'all know how we do it. We constantly chopping it up on Instagram, Facebook, messages, all types of stuff. We always keep it in line. That's why we friends and family, y'all. We always in communication, which I like. So shout out to y'all. Let me make sure I got any last comments. That's it. I'm Amber. This is amaraslogic, Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news live edition. You watched the rest. You did just watch the best. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the electrifying content. Once again, shout out to everybody tapping in. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. It just helps stray Bucks fans find their true home, which is here on amaraslogic with friends and family. We just got done discussing the acquisition of Gary Trent Jr. for a vet minimum at the age of 25 for the Milwaukee Bucks to now replace Malik Beasley as our starting shooting guard. And I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. You know. If you know that song, you know too. So salute to y'all. Comment, like, subscribe, share the content. Gone. Yeah, this is really a good live today. Salute.